You said you only want to increase taxes on the rich. I'm not rich. Well, guess what? Congratulations. You're learning that politicians lie now.
Yep.
Right? They're not very truthful.
Welcome back to Retirement Today. I'm your co-host, Zach Holcomb, and alongside me, we have Michael Reese. He's a certified financial planner, founder of the Prosperity Planning System, and president and CEO of Centennial Advisors right here in Austin, Texas. On today's show, we're talking all about taxes. That's one of our favorite topics, and it's one of Mike's as well.
Yeah, we're also talking about how I have very low opinion of politicians in general, right?
Agreed.
Oh, my gosh. I hate these guys. Anyway, here we go. I promised at the end of our last segment that we would pick up and talk about step up a basis.
Right.
At death. What is it? What does it mean? How does it affect everybody? Because this is one of those areas. So here's the deal. Politicians / weasels, they're always trying to promote, right now they're trying to promote increased taxes on who, Zach?
The rich.
Just the rich, though.
Yes, only the rich.
Only the rich. That's how they're selling this thing. And they're weasels because they're, I swear to goodness, I just wish I could put a truth detector on every politician that every time they uttered a lie, it would just buzz and shock them. Wouldn't it be cool if we had some kind of device, like a shock treatment for politicians?
Right.
You put a device, you clip it onto them. Every time they utter a lie, boom, they're shocked. And you know what? It would be fun to watch politicians speak, right?
I think they do it so much they just become immune, Mike.
No. This is going to be ever increasing charge.
Okay,
anyway,
I like that.
Right now, politicians are out there talking about, we want to increase your taxes because we want your money. We believe we can spend your money better than you can. You're not smart enough. We're smarter than you. Yep. We want to spend your money. Tax and spend liberals. That's what they are.
Yeah.
Right. And so what they're doing is they're trying to sell they know that if they tell the truth, nobody would ever allow them to do it. Right. They know if they say to you, look, we're trying to increase taxes on everybody, which is what they're really trying to do. They know if they say that you're just going to say, you guys are idiots, get out of here, we'll vote you out of office, bring somebody else in. So they don't do that. Instead, what they do is they say, we're only going to tax the rich. Because as we all know, everybody they're jealous of the rich or envious of the rich. You're thinking, those rich, they got enough money, they can do whatever, right? And that's a topic for another day, right? Nevertheless, what they're not telling you is in all of this, part of their ideas is they want to eliminate step up a basis. Well, what the heck is step up a basis at death? Here's how it works. Let's imagine that your parents, let's imagine you are not one of the rich.
Okay.
You're not one of the rich. You're just like an everyday person. And your parents, they bought a house 30 years ago for $100,000. They bought the house for $100,000. Well, over 30 years, they live on it, they get older, they die. And when they die, they leave you the house. You are an only child. They leave you a home. And that home is worth, when they die, after 30 years, $600,000.
This sounds like Austin, Texas.
Sounds like Austin, Texas, right? 30 years ago it was 100, today it's 600. It's pretty much how it works with all housing in Austin, Texas, I think.
Yep.
Oh, no, except if you sell it today, they get 700, whatever.
Yeah.
The point is, let's say they pass away, house is worth 600, and you're the only child. That's your inheritance. They spent all their money. This is all you get. And so you say, I don't need the house. You sell the house for $600,000. Under the current tax code, you get something called a step up a basis at death. So what does that mean? They say, okay, your parents died, and they say, all right, we don't care what they paid for the house. Step up a basis means what's the value of the home when they died? Say, oh, well, when they died, it was worth $600,000. That's what it was worth when you received it.
Yep.
So you sell the house for $600,000. It was worth $600,000 when you received it. That's called your basis. So there's no gain there from when from when you received it to when you sold it. There's no gain. So you get the full $600,000 tax free.
Love that.
Right? Well, they want to get rid of that. They want you to say, they want to change the rules. What they want to do is they want to say, no, here's what we really should do, as we're only taxing, remember, we're only taxing the rich, not you.
Yep.
But here's what we want to do. When your mom and dad die, we want you get the house, it's worth $600,000 when you get it, and you sell it for $600,000. But we're like, no. We don't want to give you the step up of basis. We want you to assume your parents' cost basis. Which, by the way, 30 years of records, I'm not sure how you're going to figure out what it is, but we want you to assume your parents' cost basis. That means, well, they bought the house for $100,000, right? If you sell it for $600,000, that's $500,000 of gain in that house.
Uh-oh.
We want you to pay tax on that.
It's going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of people.
But you're saying, wait a minute. You said, here you go, because you listen to politicians who lie. You said you only want to increase taxes on the rich. I'm not rich. Well, guess what? Congratulations. You're learning that politicians lie now.
Yep.
Right? They're not very truthful. In fact, they probably, if we did some kind of a count of how much of what they say is true versus how much of what they say is untrue, I wonder what percentage of the time that would work out to be.
I would love to see the numbers.
I pretty much know what the numbers are.
Yeah.
Like 90% not true, 10% true if it's even that good.
Right.
So step up a basis. So that has to do with a house, right? Well, what if I had a client the other day. Mom, what happened? Dad died, left mom a stock portfolio. Mom got step up basis at death. But mom, she's lived like 15 years. Never sold the stock, kept them all. She's lived 15 years, and she's now in a nursing home, probably not going to live much longer. But anyway, she has about $700,000 of stock. Cost basis is like $100,000, $200,000 on all this stuff. There we go, $500,000, $600,000 of debt. Now, she's holding on to the stock because she knows when she dies, her children, in this case, there's two sons, the two boys get the stock, step up a basis at death. They pay no capital gains tax. But that's not what the politicians want, right? The politicians say, no, we're going to raise tax only on the
rich.
The rich. And so we think that those boys should pay tax on the gain, right? That's what we think they should. That's what politicians think, not me.
Right.
Me, I think politicians are weasels.
That was right on cue.
I hate those guys and gals. I think, I'll tell you what. I mean, but here's the problem. I mean, who really wants to be a politician anyway? Like, seriously, what kind of person says, yes, that's something I really, really want to do?
Doesn't sound like fun to me.
Yeah, normally they're different thinkers anyway.
Sure.
In any event, here's the deal. They say we only want to tax the rich. And here we are, what they're really trying to sneak through while they're talking. Do they talk about this step up a basis? Do you ever see them talk about it?
Nope, not being talked about at all.
No, they don't. Not in the public. They don't talk about that at all. They only talk about, we're going to tax the rich. We're going to, if you're making over $1 million, if you're making over 400,000, if you're making less than that, you're not going to be affected. Don't worry. Liar, liar, pants on fire. That's what I call. Right? I remember as a kid, we used to say when one of our friends would, lie, we just say, liar, liar, pants on fire.
Right. That
applies to about every politician, right?
Absolutely.
Especially those politicians that are trying to sell you on how their idea of increasing taxes is a good idea.
Yep.
Right? That's those guys are liar, liar, pants on fire. But anyway, here we go. We got to make sure to talk about this special event tomorrow night. We're going to talk, live event, right?
In person.
I'm going to get up there. I'm going to share with you, here is what they're talking about. These are all the different things that they want to do that they're not talking about, but it's in their system, right? It's in their documents. Say, here's how it affects you. And most importantly, here's what you need to do now to protect yourself. There are steps you need to be taking now. Education. Knowledge is power. I want you to come to this live event. It's free. Let's get you the knowledge so you have the power to protect yourself from what these weasels in Washington want to do to you. So, Zach, What's the info here? How do they sign up? Tell us all about it.
Right. So tomorrow night, we're hosting Retire Tax Smart. This is going to be at the Movie House and Eatery in Northwest Austin, right off 620, across the street from Concordia University. You can sign up by going to taxfreemovie.com. Again, it's taxfreemovie.com. It's got all the information tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Going to run about an hour. And all the information's on the website. You fill out a simple form. You sign up. Boom, we'll send a confirmation your way. But if you want to call us instead, you can leave a message at our office right now, 512-265-5000. Again, it's 512-265-5000. Again, it's after hours. You just leave us a message and say, hey, my name's Bob, and I want to attend Retire Tax Smart tomorrow night. I'd love to receive more information. Just leave us a message, and we'll get back in touch with you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, now here's the deal. This is tomorrow night.
Yes.
Starts at 6:30 p.m. sharp. Don't be coming in late, right? You come in late, I'll probably lock the doors on you. I'll probably say, shut the doors at 6:30. Nobody, I'm not going to be a complete jerk, but I mean, come on. Yeah. Don't be that person coming in late that gets in the way of everybody and creates a problem, right? Be respectful, show up on time. Now, why do you want to show up? Because I'm going to share with you, here is what they're talking about. This is what they want to do with their tax planning, with this tax bill. Here's what they want to do. Here's how it's going to affect you. And then here are strategies you can employ to protect yourself. This is a no-brainer. Tax storm is coming. You got to protect yourself. All right. We got to take a break here. We're up against the clock. Now, coming up next, for all you real estate investors, I'm going to share with you what they want to do with 1031 exchanges.
Hi, and thanks for checking out Retirement Today. If you like the content we share on our channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay notified about all of our latest content and videos. Be sure to share all of our information with your friends and family as well. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.